Welcome, everybody. Tuesday night. Super Speedway Kings coming at you. This is the end of the season fun night race. This is where you can get away with talking smack. And I can actually say what I want to say. Oh boy. You guys stick around. We're going to hit the national anthem and perhaps repent for my nasty sins tonight. Who knows? 2 fast repairs is what they're going to get. And they're going to need every one of them. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Are we having fun or what? We're going to be having fun. These guys are in these new Gen 5, 6, 7, whatever the heck they are. Fun night at the SSK Corral. Two fast repairs, that's it. Now these cars you can push till you're blue in the face. You can door knock, you can beat and bang them. But the old ugly iRacing netcode will raise his ugly head, and who will it get? Season is over with. Working on Season 6 coming up next Tuesday. Be there for it. Everybody is finishing up their qualifying right here, right now. So we're going to get ready to go to the grid. And when we do, well, I'll screw their last names up because why? Because it ticks them off. That's why. Well, let's do this. Coming to the grid right now. Row number 1, Rusty Greer. He's going to lead him to the green flag. Beside him is going to be the 32 of Patrick Alvarado. Row 2 to the 63, the man wonder. Can't call him a boy no more. He's a man. Logan Hilton. And the 23, Sebastian Marin. Row 3, the 88, the snake, Mr. Gabe Butler. The 39 beside him, Mark the Champion Man. Row 4, the 17, BK Anderson. Beside him, the 7, of Mr. James Moen. Row 5, the 071, Eric Lowry. And the 33, of David Bone. Row 6 to 6, Mr. Cody Nagels. In the 052, of Joe Della Vecchia. Row 7 to 54, Travis Tremari, I think. If not, it is now. The 28, Tim Hamilton. Row 8 to 411, Tom Dixon and Dude Conrad. Row 9 to 95, Mr. James Mayer. Along beside him, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the man that loves and lives for that 3 wide high side. That'll be Mr. J.D. Crow. Row 10 to 77, Josh Say, and the 07 to Robert DuPont. Row 11 to 48, Mr. Anders Schroeder, coming off a win last night. Or Saturday night. One of the nights. Anyway, he won. Row 1, Dave Bingle, number 1. In row 11. Row 12 to 90, Gary Jenkins in the 29. Mike Rimkus. Row 13 to 46, Mr. David Overstreet. And the league owner himself, Mr. Jimmy I Don't Drink Crow. Row 14 to 429, Mr. Paul Witt and the 088 of Stefan O. Row 15 to 388 of Douglas R. Johnson and the 27 beside him, Mr. Sean Stevens. Row 16 to 21, Bob Cunningham. That's Richie Cunningham's uncle. And the 81, Michael Russell. Row 17 to 13, Andy B, how's that? 73, Jared Forbes. Row 18 to 85, Al Cena and the 45, Mr. Todd Siebels. Row 19 to 31, William Sanders at the 55. The Van Halen man himself will be Mr. Dean Wilkinson. Row 20, 101 of Randy Miner and a 215 of Rhett Cadet. That's it. Goodbye. See ya. Away with the music. Rusty Gear, that's what we call him. He's going to be on the inside. Patrick Alvarado, for some reason why he is in the pits, and I don't know why. Hello, everybody out there in YouTubeville. MaxspeedTV, go follow us if you haven't. Sign up if you haven't. We're trying to hit 9,000 subscribers, and we're just shy of that right now. The SSK boys ready to let it all hang out and have a little fun. Season over. The fun night right here. Rusty down at the bottom in a rocking chair is going to lead him to the green flag. We're going to get this puppy started. And away we go. On the bottom, wasting no time, the number 7, James Moen. Down in a rocking chair, Sebastian Marin up on that top line right there. At some point, they will go 3 wide eventually, and sure enough, they're going to, because Logan Hilton says, I want to. So does J.D. Crow. Are they going to be able to play nicely for a while? What do you guys think, huh? I'm going to go out on a limb and say hell no. It's the fun night at SSK. Sebastian Marin is out there. And take a look at the 39 of Mr. Mark. I'm the champion man. And the wonderful Davey Allison throwback paint scheme. Like to congratulate him for winning the championship. Hello, everybody out on YouTube. I hope you're having a good Tuesday night. Joe Delavecchia in third, riding right along with them guys. Another Davey Allison. And Ernie Irvin paint scheme right back here will be the 28, Tim Hamilton. Currently in fourth, after starting 14th. Now that's pretty darn good. 3x3, back into the back. J.D. Crow in the number 2. He's starting it. Robert DuPont's right there behind him. Way up front, you're going to have Logan Hilton, and somebody else just jumped out in front of him too, I do believe. It might be James Mayer, and it is, of the 95 machine. Like I said, these cars are really, I mean, it takes a lot to really shake these things up. You can beat the dog crap out of them. You can push, as you can see right now, you're actually looking to the trunk of the 95. That's how well you can push. That close, baby. And we're talking about Logan Hilton. And we got ourselves a caution already. I cannot believe it. I am shocked. And we've already got some trouble with the 388 of Douglas Johnson. The front end's tore all 2 pieces. Our first caution of the night. Oh boy. And shall we see where and what it was? If I'm not mistaken, it's right here. Let's see it. Somewhere up here, they all come down onto the bottom. That's where it's at. That's not good. Now, I can understand biting off a little bit, but that's biting off a whole lot. You cannot go down. If I can get it a little bit better here for you. And I'm probably not going to be able to. There we go. Now watch him. All those guys way down on the apron. And he tries to get out of the way, not going to happen, and then there we have the big one. And who doesn't love the big one, huh? Fast repairs being used up already. And here they all come. Interesting. This is a fun night, a fun race. There ain't nothing fun about it. These guys are out for blood. 6 laps of 77 in the books. They're just flying by. Everybody gonna come in. Who's gonna come out on top? Mr. Hilton will. Delavecchia is going to be second. Mark, the champion man, third. Doesn't that just have a great ring to it, Mara? Mark, the champion man. We used to call him Mark, the ladies' man, but we can't. He's now a champion. We got to call him the champion. Tim Hamilton's going to be fourth. There's James Mayer, J.D. Crow, 6th, 7th, Dean Wilkinson. Cody Nagel's up into the 8th spot. Robert DuPont, 9th, 10 is Tom Dixon. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you on YouTube. Hello, Kevin. Kevin Nagels. Hope your sinuses are better. Mine are screwed. I may be having a surgery here in a couple of weeks, from what I'm told, from what they're talking about, a CAT scan of my lovely 80-year-old man's sinuses, I guess. So I'm really stoked about that. Looking forward to it. They said this Omicron part of the COVID attacks the nasal cavities really bad, and a lot of people are having real big issues with the sinus thing, so be careful with that mess. Logan Hilton, what can we say about him? Well, what's not to say? You name it, he's won it. Some of the guys back here in the back. Let's see, everybody's on the lead lap, so that's a good thing. Now, Mr. Sebastian Marin, he is going to be bringing up the rear. Dead last. And he's fine with it. He won't be there for long. But he'll catch up with them as they get ready to go green again. It's going to be Hilton on the bottom, Della Vecchia up top, your pushers, Mark Mann and Tim Hamilton. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. It's funny you say that, because above my turnout gear at the fire station there's a plaque. It's called Booger. So that's real funny, buddy. Eight laps out of 77 in the books. Wow. Time is just flying by here on a Tuesday night here in the SSK Boys Fun Night. I'm kind of curious. What's y'all's gas prices? In Ohio, we actually hit $4. And speaking of gas, they're about ready to hit the gas. Slowly coming around. Change into the green if he likes it. We're gonna go green. The official of the iRacing series. Oh yeah, we can have a drinking game tonight. Why not? It's a fun night. Every time I refer to these guys as cats, you gotta take a drink. And hope to God your bedroom's not upstairs. Here we go, green flag. Single file for right now. Hilton out there in the lead. Mark Mann right there doing the pushing in the old Haviland paint scheme. Something about these new gen cars, I don't know what it is. They just, I don't know. They really just don't quite do it for me. I ain't used to it yet. Dean Wilkinson is popped out. I gotta look at this. Hot ones. He must not have had time to have a Van Halen paint scheme made. But as you can see, the bottom line's where it's at right now. Tim Hamilton's trying to get something going. Hops right back into the bottom. And here comes the rest of these boys. Wilkinson getting was getting a little bit of help. They all dropped right back down in there. Cody Nagel's running the MaxspeedTV paint scheme. Awful nice of him. What a fine-looking paint scheme that is, huh? He's currently in the 9th. Biding his time, riding around, trying to make smart moves. That's what he said. And getting some help right there from Wilkinson, right on his butt. Riding around with him. Whoa, he hit him sideways and turned him, too. Oh, yeah. And that's going to cause a little bit of problem for some of these fellas. Trying to hang on to it. Did a really good job, too. But that's what happens when you don't push a guy square when you hit him. Now, these things are they're forgivable, but have mercy. They're not that much forgivable. So let me see if I can find a problem out here. Oh, look. Let me find Mr. Wilkinson if I can. We'll speed it up a little bit here. At some point, I'm not sure where I missed it at, but I did. My God, all these sneezes. There, he hits him once right there. He's just pushing him right along. Now, they're getting ready to go into the turn right here. Doing a real good job. Everything's fine. And then right there, Cody moved up just a little bit, and Dean happened to hit him right then. Well, that was that. But he does a really good job trying to hold this thing. You can see him. He's putting your sprint card in around there. Still hanging on to it. That was a heck of a save by Cody. But we're going to chalk that little oops up. You see, it's tough. It's not as easy as it looks as they all head into the pits. You're expecting the guy to stay in that same line when you're going down the track. When you're in the straightaway and you go into turns, you think the guy's going to stay in that same line. And then he moves just a little bit right when you get up there to push him. And when you do, that's what happens. Obviously, Wilkinson did not intentionally do that. It is a oops racing incident. Thanks, Kevin. I hope things go well okay, too. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I never had this problem in my life. The surgery, who knows? I know you get 2 black guys out of it when you're done, so I can tell everybody that my wife beat me up. Maybe I'll get some sympathy from a few friends. Who knows? Probably not. Hilton's going to bring him right back up. Number 1, Mark the Champion Man is number 2. Della Vecchia 3. Robert DuPont 4th. 5th, Hamilton. Mayer 6th. 7th is Bone. 8, BK Anderson making his way up. 9th, David Overstreet. And 10, Mike Rimkus. Your polecat, he's in 11th. One of the veterans, Alcina's 12th. Jimmy Crow sitting right up here in the 13th spot. Now, what happened to Cody? Oh, he's way back here in the 31st spot. So he's got a little bit of work to do, and he's got plenty of time to do it. Not going to be a problem. Man, what I would give for spring to hurry up and get here in Ohio. You do some work on your toy, your little hot rod, and the weather's the crap. You can't even get it out of the garage, so it kind of sucks. Mark the Man, finally a champion. congratulating him throughout this race tonight. Well done. His truck owner, Mara Clark, out here. So she's a happy camper. I'm curious, Mara, did he buy you dinner or did you buy him dinner? They said one of those was going to happen because they both work together. They're like a herd of turtles going around here when they're pacing, aren't they? Hilton's going to be in the bottom. Man will be up top. DeVecchia and DuPont will be your pushers. A little tidbit about Mr. Man right here. I watched this guy lose a race every possible manageable way that can happen. I've watched him lose it. It's really nice to see him come through and become a champion. Well deserved. Now, I've been looking for there's my buddy, sitting right back here, the snake himself, Gabe Butler. This guy, I'm telling you what. If there's anybody that could drive a grease plug in a bull's rear end, it'd be him. He can drive. Always sits back here, hangs out the back, last 15 laps to go. Poof, there he is fighting for the win. He is tough. You made him lunch every day? Good Lord. So maybe I need to stop broadcasting and do more racing. That's a pretty good deal right there. Well, let's see how he pays you back tonight, because he's right now up here in front. 14 laps out of 77 in the books. And boy, are they just counting down. Hilton's going to bring him to the line. Single file, the first 5 of them anyway. Working it up on the bottom line there. Della Vecchia is trying to lead a little charge. A few guys are dropping out in front of him here. Robert DuPont down in the bottom. Boy, look at that run those guys get in the middle. Three and 4 wide back behind them. Poetry in motion right here, looking good. But still, that middle line right here, these 4 cats got it going. Remember when I made a comment about Nagels being way back in the back? Well, there he is. He's already in the 5th spot. He didn't waste any time. Whoa, he got a little loose right there. And he got away from him, too. Got to be the 46. Mr. Overstreet gave him just a little bit of a push, and he wasn't ready for it. The 33 of David Bone started 10th. He's in 3rd. Take a look at that ride, huh? That is a cool looking skull paint scheme. Jimmy Crow steps out down to the bottom, and he's got a follower in the 32 of Alvarado. Della Vecchia stuck in the middle right now. A little bit of help from the 13. Hey, we got ourselves a Turner right here. Looks like somebody might have went up to meet Jesus. I'm not sure. We'll go back on the replay and take a look at that one. And we got ourselves another caution. Now let's see where this one happened at. Right there it is. You can see it. The 13 comes up, and he stays up. And that's just not good. Nagel's absolutely nowhere to go but into the wall. See if I get you a better view of it. That would be Mr. Andy. Watch it from this view. Number 1 comes down. He doesn't touch him or do anything, but he keeps coming down. And keeps coming down. So I do believe that's going to be a number 1 Dave Bingle incident there. No, Nagel's nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Except up and over and around. And he's doing a really good job in the air. I mean, really good job in the air. And he's still going around and around. Oh, yeah. I don't know about you guys. I know what you guys are thinking, because it's the same thing I'm thinking. But right now, wow. Dude Wipes Awards, definitely Cody Nagels for sure at this point. Dude Wipes for the man. He's got more skid marks in his shorts than the track has. And Cody may just have them right there. Let's ride with him. So far, everything's just peachy. Until right around here somewhere, I think. Well, you know what? I think I just screwed that up, if you want to know the truth. And I did. There you go. We'll get it right, I promise. Now, somewhere he goes for a ride, and it ain't pretty. A little damage on that left front. That's not good. That will hinder you. Making his moves downtown, but he gets in trouble right in here somewhere. Oh, I thought he did. This medication's got me higher than a kite. I don't know what I'm doing now. Really wanted to see him fly. Not too sure from there it is. And there he goes, up and around and over. Probably threw up in his helmet. And that's what happens. So he is fixed, for those of you who want to know. He's used one of his fast repairs. And there it is. So he's getting some work done on that car. He better not put wrinkles on my side of my face. Nope. Everything looks good so far for him. Michael Russell. Let's talk about this guy. This guy's something else. That's really all I got to say about him. That's all I can say. Running a cat machine. No, he's a fun guy. Gonna lead him this time. Logan Hilton behind him. Mark the Champions 3rd, 4th David Bone. Overstreet 5th. Mayer 6th, Wilkinson 7th, 8th, Douglas Johnson 9th. Alcina and Dude Conrad is your top 10. And we have 2 cats that are out. That's going to be Schroeder and Sanders. They're gone. See ya. Touch them all. Bye-bye. Now, these cars, like I said, you can beat them to death. But they will get hot on you. You got to really pay attention to that. They will blow up before you know it. And iRacing made it now where when you do blow it up, you can hear it, you can see the smoke. I mean, you can't say, oops, my steering wheel came off. I mean, it's obvious they know what happened. You blew your motor. Russell will be on the bottom. Hilton will be up top. Your pushers, man and bone. "21 laps out of 77 in the book. Good night. Your race summary, we've had 3 cautions so far with 21 laps in. And 3 lead changes. What a nail biter we got here, folks. And I haven't said it in a while, in case you guys are actually ready for it. But, again, keep an eye on that cat right there. He sits back here, he watches the whole field. Something happens, he can avoid the wreck, save a fast repair. A veteran move, to say the least. Coming around to take the green flag again. MaxspeedTV, Bobby with all the freaking hobbies coming at you. 21 laps out of 77 in the book. We're going to go green flagging one more time. Peeking up, making it 3 wide, perhaps. Logan takes it all the way to the wall. Michael Russell still keeping it down right on the bottom, with Mark Mann in tow with him. And, of course, the 46 of Mr. David Overstreet with him. Come back here a little ways. Some 3-wide action going on. Patrick Alvarado in the 32. Puts it right down in the middle, pretty as you please. BK Anderson and the Gravedigger, and we got trouble right there. And they're going all over the place. Listen to the sheet metal crumble. Well, we got ourselves another caution, and I am just shocked. Trying to figure out where this one took place at. And there's where it was. Maybe I can find this one a little bit quicker, huh? Alrighty. Take a look right there, the 07. And he just popped right out on me. So I don't know what happened about that one. Wow. What's going on there? iRacing is not being kind right now. There's issues. Well, that just sucks. Well, anyway, that's what happened. I don't know what the heck iRacing's doing here. That blew my mind. Run it back again. Maybe I'll get lucky and show it. I don't know. I believe it may have already happened right here. There it is. Let's see where it all happens. If I get it right up front, you've seen it hit. They just get into it. The 32 is the one got spun, so. A lot of these guys have already used all their fast repairs already. And some of them are gone. Who's going to lead them out front? Well, now, Jenkins, Greer, Bingle have not been into the pits. They have 6 laps. David Bone all the way back. They're coming out of the pits. What does that mean? Well, it just means they have more fuel, that's all. Not a whole lot of tire wear going on in a super speedway. Well, yeah, I don't want to be caught. I don't want to be the reason why you guys are having warm beer. Lord, no. Well, we got quite a few of these fellas. Now, Randy Greer on the 40 here, this cat is on borrowed time because he's already used 2 fast repairs, so we only got 25 laps into this race. Who else is on borrowed time? The 13, Andy. He's on borrowed time. Oh, have mercy. Paul Witt's on borrowed time. He's used both of his fast repairs up already. Tim Hilton's used both of his fast repairs. James Moen's used his. Let's see who else. Oh, Cody. Cody, the wrong place at the right time, Nagels, is what I'm going to call him. I don't know what's going on, but he seems... he can't get away from it tonight. He's used both of his fast repairs as well. So these guys really got to be careful. Gary Jenkins is going to be leading them. And I have to ask Cody. I just have to. Cody, Bobby the Booth, you got a copy. Do you have a monkey on your back, or what is going on?
What monkey we talking about?
The monkey that's basically riding around with you and getting you at the right places at the wrong time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I guess if I get wrecked out again, I'll just go have me a drink somewhere. But, yeah, people just need to be patient.
I think patience went out the window a while ago.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. The next-gen cars are a lot of fun to run. There's no gridlock. 10 cars, 10 rows deep, 3 wide. So I enjoy it because it makes the action up front interesting. And we're using this race as a means to, test these cars and get everyone used to them. And the only thing I see right now is people just need to learn patience because the runs are incredible in these things. And there's a lot of potential with this group if they learn how to run them correctly.
Yeah, it seems like they run and they drive and they draft and they beat and bang so good that they're just like, they're just getting a little bit out of their realm as far as driving the cars. They're just, they're too comfortable, I guess.
Yes, like, I guess with the Xfinity car, you can just get in a comfort zone to where you're just riding around. When you get in this, you have to be on your toes 24/7 because of the momentum you get in these, and the action is just non-stop. There's no gridlock at all. You got to go with the momentum, and I think people are learning that. These cars are a lot of fun, but they're an animal to drive correctly. And we got a good group in here, but people just going to have to spend a little bit more time on iRacing and learn what these cars are capable of.
Well, we're going to be watching you move your way back up. You used 2 of your fast repairs already, so you're kind of on borrowed time, so you're going to be driving with caution. And by the way, if your dad's drunk tonight, I had nothing to do with it.
Fair enough. I appreciate it, Bobby.
All right. Well, you heard him. You can do anything you want to do with these cars. And you can, pretty much. They're a blast. But you start feeling that, you get that Superman thing going. You're like fearless, man. And that's when people start getting in trouble. Heck, if everybody had patience, it wouldn't be a huge population, am I right? But patience is true, it's a virtue. Not everybody has it. Jenkins is on the bottom, Rusty Greer's up top. Your pushers is Bone and Bingle. And the one who does have patience, I'll tell you who. That's Logan Hilton in the 63. This kid's got patience of a veteran. Dean Wilkinson is another one who's got patience like a veteran. Hope everybody's having a fine, fun, loving, wonderful Tuesday. Mine sucked. I find out I gotta have surgery and my sinuses possibly here. So you guys gotta be better than me today. David Bone, look at him in the 33 being shoved right out to the front there by the man, Mark the Champion Man. You gotta drop it down to the bottom in a rocking chair and ride this puppy out. Overstreet's going to be doing the pushing up top now with the 55 of Mr. Dean Wilkinson. Now let's watch a little pushing, huh? And this is what it's like. A nice view of the trunk and gas tank area. See that diffuser down there on the bottom? That'll be those shark fins. "28 laps out of 77 in the books. Whoa, somebody slammed in there. I saw that one coming from a mile away. We got ourselves another caution. And a blown motor. You heard it right there. Somebody blew up. Honey, call us in a pizza. It's going to be a long night. Let's see if we can figure out where this one happened at. Somewhere in this area, I think. And there it was. Let's ride around with the 54 if I can find him in here, and maybe we'll be able to get we'll get our answer what's going on. Run it back. And ride with him. Let's watch it. Well, I think somebody missed a shift is what I think. Something happened to the 07. I mean, he slowed down right now. The 54 had absolutely, Travis, nowhere to go. None. There wasn't nothing he could do about that. As you can see him sliding around out here. Now, Gabe Butler, watch this. Riding back here all by themselves. Not a care in the world's going on. You can see it happening up here in front of him. And there it is. As he's laughing, he's slowing down, taking it easy. Everybody gonna go down. Don't you do it, 8. He slows down. No problems. Not a scratch on that car. Absolutely nothing. And that is impressive. Now, if I can show you this, I'm gonna. Can't really see it. sometimes as a favor to me, he'll have a picture of a king cobra, a snake's head, because I keep calling him the snake. I don't think he's done it on that one yet. 30 laps out of 77 in the book. This time, the whites of Jimmy Crow's eyes have turned completely dark devil red. Not the kind of fun night, test night that they were really hoping for.
Bobby, I think these wrecks are giving you a lot of info and replays to go over, though.
Cody, I gotta tell you, son, I'm glad to see you up here. I was gonna look and see if you got knocked out or not. I was gonna drag your butt up here because, good God Almighty, this is gonna be a long one.
This is gonna be a very long one. I'm riding around in the back, decided to go to the back to just, try to avoid the mayhem, and I got caught up again. So this will just be a relaxing night for me, and a night that hopefully I can call the action. And by the looks of it, we have a lot of action to call.
Oh my God, my car. It has no front end. Oh, well, that's all right. 5 cautions so far, Cody, 31 laps in the book. What's your prediction? I'm going to go out on the road and say we're going to get at least 10.
I'm going to go with a dozen.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in out there on YouTube? Let me know. I'm just curious to see who the big winner will be of this. Rimkus is going to lead them out. And he didn't come into the pits. Paul Witt didn't come into the pits, and neither did James Moen. He didn't come into the pits. Everybody else did. And they're all going to come in again.
I don't want this race to be reflective at all of what these cars are capable of either. I have, whether it's hosted races, special events, I've ran a little bit of the next gen and seen what it's capable of, and this is just absolutely not it. So hopefully, as people continue to learn these cars and what they're capable of, hopefully the quality of racing goes up, because there's definitely plenty of quality drivers in here, and hopefully maybe we can get a good green flag running.
You like you said earlier, you can do so much with these cars. I mean, I used to make a comment, you're going to get in trouble if you stick it someplace it shouldn't be, or you try to put it somewhere where it won't fit. I mean, these cars, you can freaking do anything you want to do with them, and that makes everybody thinks that they're the man of steel. They think that they can get away with anything, and then they get a little too aggressive, and before you know it, well, it kind of becomes a wreck fest.
I'll echo what Sebastian Marin said during the race. The best way to go about these cars, especially if you are not, very experienced in the cars, is right around at about 60% throttle, because lo and behold, if you are in the pack, you will get inevitably a huge push to the guy in front of you, and you're going to have the option, are you going to check up, or are you going to veer out into the second or third lane if it's available? So riding around at full throttle is not the answer.
I am going to have some fun right now, though. Sebastian, Bobby, and Cody in a booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
What a show. What a nail biter. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. I think people just gotta get used to running these cars, because I know how these cars can race, and I know how good they can be. So I think these guys are just used to running the Xfinity and the truck a little too much, and they just gotta get used to this.
You can do anything you want with these cars, and it makes you bulletproof, kind of. You think you're bulletproof, then you start doing really dumb things, which causes problems. Am I right?
Absolutely. The runs are so big. You think you're going forward, and then all of a sudden, big checkup. And it's because of the big runs. People need to, be nice and easy on the throttle and try not to get some huge runs and then check up out of nowhere. So,
well, we're going to be watching you. I mean, you're doing pretty well. You're set back here in 11th. I'm surprised. I figured you'd be back in the back watching.
Yeah, I had some issues early on. That's why I went to the back, but I'm trying to get to the front now. So,
well, we're going to watch you, and hopefully you can get it up there. And, well, you're always fun to watch. And I got to ask while you're in here, how's your mom doing after surgery?
She's doing a lot better now. She's nice and lively.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. So, well, I'm going to let you get back at it.
Yep,
Look, Sebastian.
Sebastian Marin, 19 years old. And he brags that he's never been kissed by a girl. And that's probably why he's so darn good in iRacing, Cody, because, well, he doesn't have to spend his money or go out on a date all the time.
What he is lacking in the dating department, he definitely has in the skill department on iRacing. He makes any race interesting, and I think he's going to be a factor in this race by the time all is said and done.
Wow, take a look. John Black says 11 cautions. I've got 10, John's got 11, and you're saying 12. Interesting.
And do you notice how on each restart it seems like a different line gets the momentum? One restart, it's the bottom line, and the next restart, it's the second or third lane.
Yeah, and I guess that just has to do with what? Everybody whomping on the gas and hooking up and just going?
The best way I can explain it is it takes 3 to tandem, and if you have the correct pushers, any line can go. If your second, third guy aren't doing their job, they're going to stall the lane out, and then the other lanes will go. So it is very, very dependent on the pushers that you have behind you.
So it takes 3 to tandem, but it takes 2 to tango.
Absolutely. As we're seeing here with the second line getting all the momentum.
Mark the champion. There he goes. Now we're going 3 wide right off the bat. I had a glitch just now too, by the way. Mark Man on the bottom. He's got the 28, Tim Hamilton. The old Ernie Irvin and everybody else paint scheme. I had the pleasures of being in a souvenir trailer because my buddy ran the souvenir hauler back then. And I actually got to stand beside him for an hour and a half and hand him memorabilia for him to autograph for people out that were buying it out front of the trailer.
Tim Hamilton is doing a great job right now of staying right behind Mark Mann. No off-center pushes. If you look, he's staying nice and connected. Drifting up just a little bit there. He's going to have to check up. But so far, the momentum is with the 28 and the 39. But the pack does look like it's going to run him down a little bit. We'll see if once the pack gets to him, if there's any momentum. But again, as I say that, it looks like they're stalling out. And it's a pretty quiet race so far, at least on this restart.
Your Polecat, he's been in a little bit of trouble out here. He's running on borrowed time, too. He's already used 2 of his fast repairs. Rusty has, so he's going to have to have the eyes in the back of his head, and the side, the front, and everywhere else. Now, the 28, Hamilton just pulled out right there. And he either got hot. Wow, take a look at that. He's lost all the momentum. The 29, Rimkus goes around him like he's sitting still. Paul Witt decides to make it 3 wide. Now you can throw a blanket over the first 25 cars. Man up front.
Doesn't seem like any lane is getting any kind of momentum right now. It's the bottom lane the whole way. Very surprising that the top lane isn't able to build up any momentum. Let's see if they can work on that.
These cats right back here. Just hanging out, running together, letting the laps wind down. That's all they're doing.
Sure, that makes Jimmy Crow a very happy man from the way this race started.
And you can see the pack out there in front of them. Now you'll see the pack. Way up there, which is fine. Not an issue whatsoever there. But they're back there in case something happens. They can avoid it and save that almighty fast repair. Because a lot of these fellers, they're probably driving with their fingers crossed because they cannot afford to be in any more incidents.
If you're a driver right now that's sitting on 2 fast repairs, you have to be feeling pretty good about your chances to win this race right at this moment.
Oh, it is a plus. When you've got fast repairs in your pocket to play with and you've got about 25 to go or so, you can afford to be, the man of steel. You can put your cape on and start really trying to make some crazy moves.
that today's update also provided a an update for the way iRacing determines what a wreck is on what you have called netcode. I think their code for trying to determine wrecks has changed. They've tried to clean up all the netcode incidents, so good in that front. But you know, future races, it's going to be interesting to see if we have as many netcode incidents as we have had in Season 5.
You can pick out this car from a mile away. The infamous Gravedigger paint scheme. That is pretty awesome.
Looks like that second group's starting to build up a little bit of momentum, led by the 28.
Let's see. I'm kind of curious. Where's he at? The 63. I figured he'd be up top doing a little pushing, and he is. He's pushing, I believe, Mayer. Logan just absolutely loves to run up top, in the middle, on the bottom. He don't care. He'll go anywhere. Now, the way they're getting together and the way they're pushing, they're going to be able to run these boys down like right now.
A lot of good drivers and a lot of good pushers leading that top lane as well. Logan Helton, behind him, Sebastian Marin.
We talked to Sebastian a while ago. He was kind of back there a little ways. Look at him right now.
Looks like that middle lane's provided a little bit of a sucker hole. Everyone's just kind of dispersed out. You know, there was a little bit of single. Then there was, you know, double wide, no one up top, and now you're seeing either you're in the extreme bottom groove or the extreme top groove. So that's what I like about the next gen car. There's a lot of flexibility in what you're able to do if you know how to, you know, use the car correctly. Both lanes very equal.
Right around with Logan. Watch him do a little pushing. Lines up perfectly. Boy, he gets a really good run out of these turns, doesn't he?
Absolutely. He looks like he is very much connected to the 95, but you notice he is not off center in the least bit. He is right tucked in behind him.
See, that's the problem with a lot of these guys. You get such a great run on these things. You know, and you're up there and you just want to knock them for a loop and send them down the road. But if you're not square, well, like everything else, you're going to cause a problem. You're going to turn him.
I'm seeing every car that's on the top lane right now, 5 or 6, very centered up to each other. Nobody is veering away or, you know, running too low of a line, because I believe if you run a little bit low of a line, you're going to stall out, you know, you're going to stall out your lane, especially if you're the second or third car. Everyone is in line right now, and they're able to hold their momentum. And again, I mean, the top lane and the bottom lane looks very, very even. Might give a slight edge to the top lane, but this race could be won from either.
And they're far enough aback. That's the thing. If you look, see that gap? You're getting plenty of air into that radiator, and your temperatures are staying low. BK Anderson, take a look at the gap he's got there from Della Vecchia. I mean, all these guys is not a problem. The temperatures, no issue. And that's what seems to make it work.
The 63 still is all over the 95 of James Mayer. Now he's starting to back off just a little bit in the corner. Let's see if on the exit, if he connects back up with him again.
He times it out just perfect. You know, it kind of reminds me of an aircraft trying to go get refueled. See, he'll nail him all the way down, and in the turn, he'll back off, and he'll stay right with him. It's every move that car makes up there, he's going to follow.
Yeah, and you absolutely don't want to get, you know, too disconnected in the straightaway. If you're running a little bit hot, corner, wait till entry on corner, back up a little bit. If you need to get air to your radiator, do it, you know, in the middle of 3 and 4, in the middle of 1 and 2. But on exit, get right back up to the guy in front of you. connect, and go. And that's where the momentum is at. And if you notice, the longer this run goes, the more momentum that the top lane is able to build.
Now, the one thing that really sucks, and I wish iRacing would do something about it, you see the telemetry on Logan's car? It shows absolutely nothing as far as oil pressure, water temperature, nothing.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, because as a driver, you see those oil temps, but it's bad because when you have, when you switch to your cockpit view and you look at Logan Helton's ride, you see water temperature, oil temperature, nothing. So hopefully moving forward, that's something that they may look to improve on. Today's update provided, a lot of updates, but that's something I didn't even notice.
Well, and I only noticed it because as a broadcaster, I mean, that's a lot of talking bits right there, Right here, running with Sebastian Marin. Everything is zeros, baby, except his RPMs and his time. You get a chance, you get to watch these guys. You can see, because when they get into that oil and water temperature, it'll start flashing. A little bit of a warning sign. Hey, I'm about to make your life miserable and blow up if you don't get me some air. As a broadcaster, when you flip on these cars, you'd like to see that. But no. Not yet. Single file all the way back, baby.
This is very, very interesting, too, just watching is the top lane not just completely running away with this right now? The longer the run went on, the stronger the momentum was for the top lane. I mean, the bottom lane is completely non-existent, and if you go back to earlier in the run, which line was the prevailing line? It was the bottom.
And now, as you can see, they're about a second or more off.
Yeah, at some point, you got to disconnect if you're on the bottom and just kind of get back up to the top lane and just follow the leader for a little bit.
Now, are we actually going to get an opportunity to see the infamous green flag pit stop?
Oh, you might have jinxed it, Bobby.
Yeah, I could have. It's possible. They've been out there for 17 laps. I don't know what their fuel mileage actually is or when their fuel window is.
If I can remember correctly, prior to getting wrecked out, I want to say it's right at 27 laps.
Well, hey,
13.4 gallons.
We still got plenty of time for anything. Anything can happen.
Leave it up to the good racing too. I looked forward to this all week. Slow start, but now the racing's starting to pick up a little bit. It's clean, and I think the drivers are starting to learn kind of mid-race what they can do and what they can't do, and we're seeing the result of that right here.
Back here in the back, just riding along, letting the laps wind down. But they're doing everything right now. They're doing it perfect. They're staying together, feeling things out, letting your laps wind down right here, get it out of the way. Who can I work with? Who holds a good line so I can push them?
Patience is very much key in these cars. I feel like it's so easy to, if you get involved in a wreck and have to use a fast repair. I restarted one restart 31st, and I was up in the top 5 within 2 laps. So, I mean, patience. If you're running around in a 70-lap race, personally, I don't think you should even begin, racing that hard until it gets inside 30 to go. Get the green flag pit stop in. Satisfy the boss man, you know how he always likes the green flag pit stop, so make him happy. And at the latter stages of the race, when you get inside your fuel run of, give or take 27 laps, then drop the hammer down and start racing hard.
Mayer's still leading it. Curious to see how many laps he's led. Let us see. Oh, he's led 8 laps. Who's led the most? Mr. Hilton has, that's who. They finally settled down, and they're starting to, it's a learning curve, obviously. I mean, this update they did, it took forever. So they did a lot of different changes on stuff, but once they figure it out, and they realize, hey, we got to settle down, and now we're racing.
It's about time, because I think as a broadcaster, you know, I know you've mentioned you enjoy, you know, having a few cautions, something to go back, look at, review a little bit, but you also don't want a caution fest.
There it is. Boomy. Blew it right up. Logan Hilton blew up.
Not good. Not good at all.
He blew that puppy right up.
Are you able to go to his cockpit view and just
Yes,
kind of watch?
I am. Now listen. He's done. Look at the smoke behind him. But he did a heck of a job. Now, he was up front, pushing the leader, all right? And he blew up, and he managed to get out of the way and not cause one single issue nowhere.
And in race communication, I also heard Logan say that he was only blinking for 1 second. So again, I think even Logan, as experienced as Logan is, I think everyone's still kind of learning what they can and can't get away with, and that's a product of that.
And I do think Travis here, he's not running a hood. So I think he might be getting a little bit more air to that motor than most people. There's Sebastian. Now he's got to do some pushing around. Sebastian's another one. He'll take it right to the limit. But like you said, if it only blinked for just a second and blew up, man, oh man. Not much of a warning, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think if you're James Moen here, actually it looks like Moen has damage as well. Those two cars, you know, if I'm the 28, the 40, any of the cars behind the cars that have damage, I would at some point be thinking of trying to get around them. Because look at the gap between the 54 and the 23.
Oh yeah, you're actually losing them.
Oh, absolutely they are. Oh, it looks like I was actually, I apologize, actually looks like I was behind a little bit. I was looking prior to the last 30 seconds. I didn't fast forward the race.
Well, now look at the gap.
Yep, not very much.
What do we got going on here? Now, Logan, well, that's what Logan came into the pits and came right back out. Sebastian caught up with him like really quick, and he actually gave him a little help to get him going. And they're all coming in now, though. Every one of them, just about.
The elusive green flag pit stop.
And you know what? So far, so good. Now, if you've got a fast repair, you might want to consider possibly thinking about using it. Why? Well, you've only got 24 laps to go. And a lot of these guys did use their fast repair.
Knock on wood, but now that the field's, you know, spread out a little bit, maybe the cautions will be at a minimum. Maybe we go the rest of the race, knock on wood, and maybe we don't have another wreck. I didn't say that, though.
Yeah, all these cats right here should be coming in. There's 12 of them that's not been in the pits yet. That's all of these guys together right here. Every single one of them. So let's see if they're going to be coming in here. Nope, they're going to go around again. Let's see about the guys here. Nope, they're going to go around again.
Very interesting to see the different pit strategies and how it plays out. Because, you know, typically you want to try to undercut if you can. You know, once you get to that window, pit. But we got more coming down pit road. Looks like we're led by the 411.
Well, maybe I'll find it. I don't know. So many cars. I'm telling you. I'm curious to see these guys right here. Everybody else has been going in, but these guys right here should be coming in here any minute. And here they come. All nice and pretty. Look at that. No tires smoke, no brakes squealing. They've done a good job. Oh, a little touch right there. Now, these cats right here that you're looking at, these top 6, they've yet to pit. Will they come in this time? Well, actually, my telemetry is telling me they did already. So they must have come into that back. No, here they come now. That's right. So now they're going to come in. So far, so good. There's a little smacker.
My telemetry is reading correctly. I don't think I'm off or anything, but I think that will make Sebastian Marin your new leader once everything cycles through. And he's got James Mayer behind him. And behind James Mayer, we got Travis Turnmeyer. And it looks like Travis Turnmeyer did use a faster pair.
And they are all 3 hooked up. And that's kind of bad for the rest of these guys, because take a look. These guys better stay single file. And if they do, they should be able to catch them. Paul Witt is the last one on that little train. And then all the way back here, these cats. And as you can see, they're not exactly, they need to stay together single file. So you've got them kind of all over the place right here.
Rusty Greer leading the second pack, and they were just slightly slower the last lap than the front 3. 4/100ths slower.
Now they have enough fuel, I do believe. Yep, they got enough fuel to go the whole distance.
They absolutely do. It's game on now. You're the front 3. Hammer down, stay single file, push well, and just keep extending your lead.
All 3 of these guys up front, they know how to push and get the job done. They love pushing.
James Mayer is doing a fantastic job pushing the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Last lap, the pack led by Rusty Greer just ran a 49.857. Pack led by Sebastian Marin ran a 50.211. It looks like the second pack might be reeling them in just a little bit.
Well, here's your difference. That's the 3 packs right here, the 3 guys together. They're going to hit the stripe right here. And right there they are. So they are coming, buddy. I mean, they're there. Let's run with Rusty. You should be able to see them here when we get out of this turn.
Front pack, the front 3 ran 5/100ths quicker that lap.
They're coming. $197 mile an hour. That's what they were showing. These guys up here, 189. $192 roughly, 191, yeah. Now look at these guys. They're coming, buddy. I'll bet you within 2 more laps they'll have them. And they're doing exactly what they need to do. They need to stay in line.
They gained 4/10ths that last lap. Rusty just ran a 49.723. Absolutely reeling them in, just like you said. It's just a matter of time right now, and when they get there, I assure you, they're going to have a lot of momentum, and that single car in front of them, that's their best friend right now.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Crow. He's parked it. He said the hell with it. He's probably had a bottle of wild turkey and he's downed it already. Look at him. They caught him.
Well, if you're Jimmy right here, you definitely have to like what you see. Rough start, but for the rough start we had, it's been an absolutely great finish.
Well, the talent that are these guys, they're all very, very talented. And they figured it out, so now they're running good.
Talent tends to take over. You know, you might have a little bit of a learning curve, but eventually the talent is going to take over. And we got a very high talent level. A lot of great drivers in here. Here we go.
They got the momentum. They'll probably take it up to the high side like they are. The question is, who's going to stay with them up there?
If I'm Rusty here, I clear the 215 and I think about going all the way up to the wall because that was an absolute dominant run earlier in this run.
And of course, you got the infamous, I'm going to pull out and pray to God somebody goes with you. 15 to go. It's starting to wind down.
Well, here we go. The 40 just seems like he's running a little higher lane. Just go every bit of the race that just keeps ticking away. It seems like he's floating up a little higher and a little higher. He's definitely not, you know, showing a sense of urgency to side draft, and I don't think it's necessary to side draft. So let's see if eventually if he decides to go to the third lane. There he is.
Right now, he's doing as much driving out his rearview mirror as he is the front windshield because he's looking and trying to find out, all right, what draft, what bunch of cars is really moving because I'm going to pull up and I'm going to hook up to that draft and they're going to push me.
That top lane is rim riding. Fastest way around the track.
It's great to see Dean Wilkinson up here running.
Dean is a good guy. Highly respected in the community, and like you said, it's very good to see him running up front with a chance to win.
And he blows my mind because every single thing, probably including his underwear, is Van Halen paint scheme. So no Van Halen paint scheme on that thing is blowing my mind right now.
Kind of had the Todd Siebel's color scheme going on. When I seen him originally, I thought it was Siebel's.
Well, there's Barron down on the bottom. He's asking James Mayer, come on, boys. Hook up, let's go. Now, question, does Rusty stay up there in that high line, or does he get a chance to pop down into the rocking chair? Would he do so? Me, I wouldn't.
Stay high, and it seems like Rusty decided to bring the top lane closer down to try to side draft off the 23, but as soon as he did, all of a sudden they've lost all their momentum. No, he had the momentum all on his side when he was running up top by the wall, and as soon as he drops down, now the bottom lane looks like it's the one prevailing. Again, if I'm Rusty here, I think about throwing it right up to the wall again. Bring your guys up there and see if you can rebuild the momentum that you had earlier.
Now, Paul Witt, he's the last one here. You can see him. Now, here comes the 7. He's going to hop in here. Now you got more cars on the bottom with a little bit more momentum now.
That bottom lane keeps prevailing, and you're sitting there, you know, Paul Witt, 4th car in the bottom. I definitely think about pulling up in front of the 40 if you ever have the opportunity to do so. And same with the 54. The 54 is in a very good spot.
Well, I can assure you, with 11 to go at the line right here, it is not going to be long. And you're going to see a few guys absolutely make some crazy moves.
I think we like to call that the calm before the storm. And this right here, this would be the calm.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to hear some thunder way back in the back. Way off into yonder.
Well, I live in the Midwest. I think a lot of us in here do, and we're kind of coming up on springtime. And you know springtime breeds a lot of thunderstorms, and we are about to see one right here at Talladega.
Sebastian Marin James Mayer have been together for about half of this race. Are they going to stay together? And who behind them is going to pull out? Because right now, Rusty needs a couple guys to pull out right there. Because I'm telling you, they're not going to be able to catch these guys.
I mentioned it earlier about Paul Witt. You know, if he ever has an opportunity to go up, you're sitting fourth car. You're not going to be content playing follow the leader to finish this race out. You have a fun race, throw everything, caution to the wind, and try to win your race. So if you see the momentum pushing back up to the front four and you're Paul Witt, take it.
And I do believe at some point, you know, Paul, again, might be sitting there waiting to see what that third car, the 54 of Travis Turnemeyer, is going to do. But take a look at this. Outside line starting to make a little bit of a momentum move here.
He may have learned his lesson. Let's see if he decides to throw it to the wall.
That kind of sucks right now for Paul Witt and the guys back here further back, because they pull out, they ain't nobody going to be there with them. They can't go nowhere. Wow, Wilkinson is really... Now take a look at that. Woo! Delavecchia just about tucked the front nose off of the 23 of Sebastian Marin. I don't think his spotter finished the word clear, ear in the word clear, and he just took it down there. Sebastian's thinking about it. 8 to go. There's still plenty of time. But you don't want to show your cards too early, do you?
Absolutely not. Again, these cars are very, momentum based. Maybe it's just the guy in me, the racer in me. Yep, exactly. The racer in me just wants to run high. I keep seeing these guys run the bottom groove, and I keep thinking to myself, go high, go high. But here we go, Joe Delavecchia. He's going high.
You see, for just a second, Rusty Gear went all the way up and just about door slammed him to try to slow that line down, because he saw him in the rearview mirror coming, and there wasn't a thing he was going to do about it. So that was a great move on Delavecchia, not to mention Sebastian Marin followed him all the way.
Back three in the front pack are starting to get a little bit disconnected too. And they're falling back in line. I'm seeing that, the 40s, what is he, about 3 car lengths behind the 7 of James Moen. They were getting disconnected, and again, about the time I say that, they kind of seen what was going on. They got reconnected, and here we go. The 40 is going to try to create a second lane.
It's amazing how these 3 cars can pick up the momentum up against that wall like that and slowly work their way back up to the front like they are. But at some point, they're going to stall out.
Dean just about got Rusty loose. That was close. Very close call in the corner. I have to think Paul Witt's looking for that momentum.
He's hunting. He's trying to find it. He's watching to see what those guys are doing. If they're going to come up along behind him with a good amount of speed, he's going to dart right back up on that top line there. But right now, doesn't seem to be happening at all.
Again, the back 4 just keep getting disconnected, and if you're the front 3, you got to love to see that. Rusty is trying to get that top lane. Just some form of momentum to give Joe Delavecchia and Sebastian Marin a challenge here.
Now, answer me this. If Rusty and them hold back a little bit and they hook up and get together, can they get a good momentum run?
It really depends. If they have 3 connected, absolutely. If they only have 2 connected and they're trying to make that run, then they're going to be at the mercy of one of the front 4 wanting to go with them, which if you're the 3rd or 4th car on the bottom, what do you have to lose?
Well, I can assure you, at some point in time, Travis and Paul Witt, they've got to be pulling out sometime. And if they'd see that momentum of that top line coming and they pulled out, it would push them right up to the lead. but they're still holding back here. See, this is where you want the telemetry in the car for a broadcaster to see exactly what those temperatures are doing. Because I'm telling you right now, at 5 to go, I'll bet you Sebastian is hot as he can be. Oh, coming up on some lap traffic now. This is going to be interesting. Riding along with
Sebastian's he's getting off. He got disconnected from Joe Delavecchia. You know, you mentioned how he might be getting hot. He may have got pretty hot there because he backed completely off of Joe.
And look at the momentum of Wilkinson and Rusty. Once again, back up to the front. Are they going to... Obviously, that bottom line can use those cars draft up there in front, can't they?
Absolutely. The lap traffic here is going to play a crucial role in the overall, you know, the finish of the race. But I don't see the top lane being able to do anything as long as the bottom lane is feeding on the draft from the lap traffic.
Right now, Rusty Gear says, I don't mind seeing these cars in front of me whatsoever because I can guarantee you it's starting to grab him and starting to suck him forward.
Absolutely.
And you can see him catching him pretty fast. Now Paul Witt's going to stick his nose up on the top side, see if anybody's going to go with him here. We got a couple of them back in the back. But obviously, Gear's going to have to go up on the top to get past these guys. And
he was communicating that.
He's probably the happiest guy out on the track right now because you got all this lap traffic on the bottom. You know, the only thing you got to worry about is the cat behind you. Because there's nobody's going to do nothing. Here comes Delavecchia up top.
Ooh. And that hung Rusty out big time.
See all these cars down here on the bottom. They're all lap traffic. And man, look at the top line work together now. I mean, Sebastian has got that front end buried. He's got his front end buried so far up the back end of the Vecchia, he probably could just about tell him what he's thinking.
Front two are just absolutely checking out right now. That is amazing. Great job pushing by Sebastian Marin.
Giving that thing a little bit of air, white flag. Sebastian Marin, what's he going to do? Is he going to pull Delavecchia to another win? That'd be 2 this week if Delavecchia wins it.
I'm going to predict that there is going to be at least an attempt to pass Joe here. From the races that I've done, it seems like being in second place is the primary spot. I guess we're about to find out. And as I say that, it looks like the guys behind him, are they going to get enough momentum? Because it looks like he's going to be there. Now here we go. The fight is on, boys.
Paul's there, and he's got to take it all the way wide, but it ain't going to matter. Sebastian's going to stay right with him. As you can tell it right now, Sebastian is not moving his wingman right here. Delavecchia is going to get the job done tonight.
Absolutely great job by Joe there. Great win. Great win.
That's impressive right there, guys. Delavecchia, Marin, and Paul Witt, your top 3.
It's to make Boss Man very happy the way that race finished, because he might have down to 5th by the about lap 30 the way that race was going. Absolutely great performance by all of these drivers to finish this race out, and hopefully, a good taste in the boss man's mouth, because I absolutely hope that Jimmy chooses to run the next gens on Tuesday nights.
Me personally, I think it's much better racing. Like I said, you can beat and bang each other all to pieces. You can really get a really good run, and those trucks, if you actually look at one of them wrong, you're going to spin them. I mean, it's just way too touchy. But these things right here, they're obviously a blast to drive.
Personal
there's-
opinion on the whole situation is, I mean, you got the Xfinity and you got the trucks that can be, both of them can kind of gridlock 3 wide, and you're kind of stuck where you're at sometimes. But that's not the case here.
Well, there's your winner, Della Vecchia.
Yeah, Italian Stallion.
Yeah, that's what we call him. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. We're going to have a chat with him. You're watching MaxspeedTV TV, Bobby, with all the freaking hobbies, with Cody Nagels in the booth helping me out. Fine job he's doing. SSK, the fun night here at these big gen cars. We're going to be right back, and we'll chat with them. Don't go anywhere.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
You see it right there on your screen, my little caution indicator, right? We thought we were going to have a real problem and see that puppy about as much as you'd see a long movie, but we didn't. Your race summary, not too bad. 5 cautions, and I think 4 of them is right up there in the first 40 laps of the race. So they really got their act together towards the end. We had 22 lead changes. Not bad. Third place cat, Mr. Paul Witt. A little bit about him. He started 27th and he finished 3rd and he got the lead 1 lap. Paul, talk to me.
What's up, Bobby?
I take it the cars are kind of fun.
Yeah, the cars are fun. You get a huge run, and if you check up, you're done. You just gotta stick it in. I mean, there's a few times I seen guys sticking it in somewhere where there was no room whatsoever, and I thought a caution was going to come out, and for some reason they kept it going. But yeah, these things they're fun to drive. I wish the package was a little bit different so we could, get side by side, a little bit. But
does the
all
side
in all, it's
draft,
not too bad.
does that side draft where you're kind of door knocking a little bit there, does it actually slow down that momentum of a line, or is it not actually doing anything yet?
I don't think it's doing too much. I mean, I tried to side draft Sebastian at the end there, and he just still pulled away from me there. So I don't think the side draft is that dependent like it used to be, but who knows? Once they change the package a little bit, it may come back.
Well, Sebastian's a lot lighter than you because, well, he's from the Banana Republic, so he just eats bananas.
He still looks a whole lot heavier than me.
Hey.
I like you, Paul.
Hey, Paul, congratulations, man. A good time. Who do you want to thank before I let you get out of here?
I gotta thank Jimmy and the rest of these guys. It didn't start out very well, but you know what? It came through at the end. It was a pretty good race.
We had to talk Jimmy off the ledge, just to let you know.
Oh, I'm sure, because he was frustrated after about the 4th one. We not even 20 laps, and I know he was getting frustrated.
I think he'd be frustrated if he won the lottery.
He just might.
Did you
wouldn't.
did you bring that money over to me smoothly, and did you cause a caution? That's what he would ask.
Yeah, I'm sure his wife would be okay with that.
Yeah,
with the lottery.
Well, hey, congratulations, 3rd place finish. Have fun. Good night, and we'll see you later on in the week.
Okay, thanks, Bobby. Appreciate you.
Good run.
All right, this cat, Sebastian Marin, we're talking about him. Sebastian, I got to be honest with you. You had your nose so far up Delavecchia's tail, you probably could have told him what he was thinking.
Yeah, it's kind of the only way, you're gonna move a line with these cars. Like you saw in real life, that the top two cars are really, what gonna determine if the line's gonna move or not. So that's why I was pushing so hard, because I knew that was basically our best bet, just to either get a run or just to move the lane forward. So
Well, I'll tell you what, man, oh man, pushing, wow. That's a tough deal. Logan, the young man wonder, I can't call him a boy wonder no more. But anyway, he pushed and he got too hot. And I think Cody, if you want to jump in here, Cody, what did they say over iRacing when he blew his motor?
When Logan blew his motor, the first thing he said on comms was he was only blinking for 1 second. So, Sebastian, I have to ask, do you notice any difference with the temperatures and how you're able to manage them from what you have seen, with the trucks that we ran on Tuesday in season 5, the Xfinity car on Friday versus the next gen? Are they getting hotter easier? Is it harder to blow them up? What are your thoughts?
uh I think they're harder to blow up. But since you have to push so much, it's easy to overstep the mark, because you have to push so much just to even stay, I guess, competitive. But now that these things don't have grill tape, they kind of cool off really quick. So I think the reason he blew was probably he kept letting it getting to red, then cooled off, getting to red and cooled off, and at some point the engine was like, "You might be cooling me off, but I'm being hot way too much, way too often." So
Well, you did a fantastic job throughout the race of managing the temps, and I couldn't help but think, maybe there at the end of the race when you were pushing Joe, you may have been overheating. I'm not 100% sure, but you did a fantastic job late in the race of pushing Joe.
oh yeah, absolutely. Starting the last lap when we broke away because they were side by side behind us. I wish I had more temp to play with, because we were pulling away, and down the back I was hot, so I had to lift and I had to tell Joe to back up to me, or we're gonna get freight trained and everybody's gonna pass us. So that, it's, you got to play with it. The lead car has to drag the brake, but you got to have a lot of communication to make these cars work.
Well, I know one thing for sure it's going to happen, buddy. Sebastian, you can lay down your bananas that you've been eating all over the place every single day of your life, because I think Joe Delavecchia is going to send you a box of chocolates. If he don't, he should, because, son, you were the reason why he won that race.
Oh, I'd appreciate if you send me a box of chocolates. But yeah, I told him once when Paul got to us, I'm like, oh well, it's basically, it was his race, because I'm like, God, at this point, I'm just gonna side draft Paul back so he can't get to Joe and Joe can get the win. So yeah, it was a good race, good team effort. It was a lot of fun.
Joe was out front and he saw you in the rearview mirror, and I'm as safe as in my mama's arms right here.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Sebastian. You did a heck of a job, man. What a way to seriously push somebody.
oh, I appreciate it, man. That was a lot of fun. I think Jimmy said that it might be a little boring, but just give us time to everybody get used to these cars, and I think these cars will be great and a lot of fun.
Well, one thing about it, you don't have to look at each other and kind of telecommunicate. Okay, wreck. You know, the trucks, you just look at them and they're gonna wreck. They're so off balance and they're so out of control on the edge. At least these cars right here, you're back to the old NASCAR style where you're racing. You can beat and bang and do whatever you want to do, just about.
Yeah, you definitely can get away with bumping each other pretty hard. I like that, and I think these cars are great. Again, like I said, just give us time, and I think it'll get a lot better from here.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish, my friend. And well, who all do you want to thank before I let you get out of here?
Want to thank the boot knockers. My teammates Joe, Gabe, JD, Eric, Lori, Travis. Uh, want to thank you, Bobby, for putting on this broadcast, and of course Cody for hanging out, broadcasting here with you as well. And want to thank Jimmy for putting on this, I guess you could say, event. It was a lot of fun, and I hope these cars are here to stay, because I really do think these cars are a lot better than people think.
All right. You take care. Have a good one. We'll catch you later.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Oh, Della Vecchia, talk to me, man. Let me see your
How are
stats.
how are you,
Let me
sir?
see your stats real quick here.
My
Let's
stats.
see. Yeah, you started 12th.
I did
You won the dang thing, and you led 6 laps.
6. Not
Six,
bad, not bad.
6 laps.
I was just cruising around the whole time. Those cautions I came out early. I had a lot of time to myself to, reach over and grab my friend next to me and start hitting it. So by the time the race really started again, I was really comfortable and relaxed. And the end of the race, I saw Sebastian. And Sebastian was like, "Hey, Joe, you want to go to the front?" I said, "Sure, let's go."
Hey, you realize this is 2 wins in 3 days.
3 days.
You're on a roll.
I am on a roll.
Yeah, you are. Don't mess with the Italian stallion. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
look
buddy.
out.
Yeah, buddy.
And you're gonna have to
I need this luck on Friday.
get a paint scheme set up, and you got to put it on there somehow. You get a big horse, big muscled horse, and you put right on that hood the Italian stallion.
Roger that.
All
I
right,
got a picture of Rocky and put him on the front.
whatever it takes, brother. What do you got to say for your winner there, Jimmy?
Congratulations, Joe. I know it was rough. Last few nights you've done excellent practicing your pace lap, but appreciate you racing, man. You are a good racer and you won. Appreciate it.
All right, who do you want to thank there,
Thanks,
Mr. Jimmy or Mr. Joe, before I let you go?
Sure. I'd like to thank my teammate, Sebastian, for pushing me to the win. All the boot knockers had a great time tonight in chat. You, of course, Bobby, I'd like to thank you for putting on a great show. And, of course, Jimmy for doing this week in and week out for us. And I know we put him through the ringer sometimes, but we all appreciate it and we have a great time.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's fun watching the whites in his eyes turn red. We all have a bet. We all have a bet to see how long it takes.
He said he's going to do a shot every time there's a caution. I don't think that's a good idea.
Probably not. He'll probably break his neck trying to go to bed after the broadcast. All right. Good luck. Take it easy. Relax. Enjoy your week, man. You're on a roll.
Thanks,
Keep it
Good
up.
job, Joe. Good job.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. And remember, next week, season 6 kicks off. Should be interesting.
Season 6 is already upon us.
Yep. I wanted to come up here and say thank you, Bobby, before I got out.
Well, that's awful nice of you, Michael. What did I do to deserve that thank you?
You got Nagels out of my damn Discord channel. That asshole was about to drive me nuts. We was getting play by play the whole freaking race.
Well, I'll say one thing. Potty mouth. I'm still live on the air.
If I'm not allowed to say asshole, then you need to quit broadcasting.
Jeez.
All right, I'm leaving on that note. See y'all. Catch you fans later.
Michael,
We love you, Bobby. Love you,
me, man.
Nagel. Love you, Michael.
And people, that's why I told you this was the fun night, because they let it all hang out. And believe me, if anybody's gonna let anything hang out, Michael Russell will let it hang out. Trust me.
Viewers still tuning into this broadcast, please do MaxspeedTV a favor and hit that freaking like button. Season 6 is right around the corner. What are you waiting for?
You guys, hey, it's been fun. We've had a blast here with you guys. Cody, thank you, son, for putting everything together and helping me out. Made life a lot easy for me tonight.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Michael, be safe.
Yes, sir.
Have fun. Take care, and I'll see you next season.
Thanks again, Bobby, for broadcasting. Have a good one.
All right. Well, we got through it. It's it. We're done. It's over with. Everybody out there, have a very safe week. Say a few prayers for the people in Ukraine. This is just inhumane. 2022, man, we need some love in this world. Grab yourself a loved one, give them a hug and a kiss, tell them you love them. In the meantime, we'll catch you guys next week. Bobby, MaxspeedTV. As they have been saying, I'm freaking out of here. See ya.